Good day to all of you. And today we will finish with the essay of studies by Bacon. And in the latter part of the essay, Bacon talks about the benefits of studying the different subjects. Now, he repeats and says that reading about the diverse fields of knowledge, such as history, poetry, mathematics, philosophy, etc. He says, I quote, histories make men wise, poets witty, the mathematics subtle, natural philosophy deep, moral grave, logic and rhetoric able to content. Unquote. Now, when he talks about history, he says that it is important to read history because what is history? History is a record of the past achievements of great people. And not only it is a record of the past achievements, but also of their mistakes and failures. So when we read history, we are exposed to their strengths, their weaknesses, their achievements, and their mistakes. And as a result of that, we become wiser. We become wiser because through histories, we get a chance to learn from the mistakes of these great people. So we are in a better position to make wiser judgments and better decisions and not commit the same mistakes and follies that these people did. So, according to Bacon, history makes men wise. So, for example, he says, anyone who has studied world history in general, he would never support the race of manufacturing nuclear weapons because he would know its effects in the First and the Second World Wars. So, he would want to keep away from such actions which would lead to violence, unnecessary violence. Now, moving on, he also says that histories also provide examples from the past, and the readers with the knowledge of the past are wise enough to decide whether men should prepare for war or not. So, a lot of solution to our problems could be solved if we study history and take a lesson from the mistakes committed by our predecessors. The next field that he talks about is poetry. Now, one aspect of poetry is that poets not only amuse the readers, but they also leave an imprint of their thoughts so as to make us think and ponder over those thoughts. Now, for instance, a reader is not only excited by the response of the unmoved beloved, of the rejected lover in Robert Browning's The Last Ride Together. But the poem also shares the philosophy of and live and let live. So, what does poetry do? Poetry refines our thoughts. It makes us understand things at a deeper level, and when we study the poems, the poets, we get to know about their thought processes and learn a lot from them. Next, he talks about mathematics. Now, what does mathematics do? Mathematics, one learns about the complex and abstract problems, and these abstract problems help to improve one's problem solving capacity. He also over here says that mathematics makes a learner subtle and helps him to focus also, because if you get distracted, or if a person who is doing mathematics or studying mathematics gets distracted, what he is going to do? He will have to do that problem all over again. So, one should study mathematics for better focus and concentration. Bacon also talks about natural philosophy, and in his time, philosophy was a branch of knowledge that covered all the subjects. So, it was the study of the natural world. So, when the reader comes to know about the physical laws of nature, such as the gravitational force, one would understand why things fall and not go upwards. So, it makes one's understanding deeper and gives clarity to a person. So, it is also important to study philosophy, and reading of moral principles enhances our dignity, our personality, our character, because when a person is morally upright, his character too is upright and his life too goes straight, and there are less problems. So, what does reading about moral principles do? It refines a person's character and makes him live life with integrity and dignity. Lastly, he talks about logic and rhetoric. It is important to study rhetoric. Rhetoric is the meaning is a kind of a discussion, a kind of an argument. So, when we study logic and rhetoric, which is best read in Aristotle's The Art of Persuasion, it helps us to assert our statement or our argument. So, reading history, poetry, philosophy, social sciences, etc., give a person a better understanding. Further, Bacon also says that a person's intellect also can be changed by the right kind of study. Like a particular physical exercise is right for a distinct disease of the body. For example, we are all not born with perfect bodies. There may be some kind of a weakness in our body. So, how do we improve that weakness of the body? We improve the weakness of that particular part of our body through exercise. For example, if we are doing alom vilom, we are improving our breathing. Or if we are doing yoga, we are improving the flexibility. So, whatever is lacking in our body, we try to improve it. Similarly, he says that when a mind is distracted, he gives us the examples that mathematics is something that would help to improve our concentration, because mathematics helps us to focus. It does not let the mind wander. So, if the mind finds it difficult in the differences of a matter, then the study of the philosophers and the theologians of the Middle Ages would be very fit, as they are noted for their logical and rational distinctions. And he also says if one wishes to improve their reasoning or argumentative skills, then one should study the lawyers' cases. That would help them in studying both sides of a cases and how to present a case in a logical, rational manner. In conclusion, it can be said that Bacon does not support idle sitting. In fact, for him, studies should always be balanced with experience, and one must continue to acquire knowledge in life because it helps the person to enhance his personality, his character, and thereby live a life of integrity and dignity. We end here.